Hey everyone, my name is Bjorn, and today we're going to talk about functional neurological disorder. But first, the first thing I want to do, I want to show you a video of people that have gone through this treatment and have had amazing results. Same thing with me, okay? So let's just watch this real quick, and then we'll talk about FND, how it affects people, and how to resolve this, okay? So this is JK. She's 16 years old. She had a head injury, traumatic brain injury, while on holiday with her parents. Look at her eyes. She can't focus properly. One eye looks to the side, see that? And the other one she can't open. And after just a few weeks of treatment, the same treatment, rewiring their brain using electricity and laser, they restored her function. After 6 weeks, she's back to normal, living a normal teenage life. It's amazing. And she's just one of many people. This is Madison, age 4 years old, had 100 seizures every single day on average. And after just 1 week of treatments, okay, 1 week, the seizure rate dropped by 90%. Okay, it's not her, it's other people as well. Next video, we have a boy, his name is RH, age 12. He had a head injury from a mild concussion. And so the doctor said he's just trying to get attention, but he can't even walk. And after that, people are it's just unbelievable, the labels or the things that the doctors say. It's so sad that he's attention seeking. He had a head injury and that developed a concussion from issues from that. So this is him after 6 months of care with IFN. After 9 months of care, he's walking. He's back to living a normal teenage life. And it was the brain that was misfiring. The circuits were misfiring, and they restored that function, and now it's okay. This is Sam, age 18, quadriplegic from an accident. Really, really serious. Less than 1% chance of regaining any movement. And this takes time. This doesn't happen overnight. But after an intensive 6-week treatment plan, he's moving his leg. 12 months, he's walking aided. Here you can see he's walking with Dr. Beck, holding his hand. And he's standing by himself. He's moving, dancing his way to recovery. And then this last video, you'll see him walking by himself. Finally, against all odds, Sam walks unaided. He still has a ways to go, but compared to where he was, it's amazing. This is Sam. He was said he was a problem child and diagnosed with 3-year history of ADHD and dyslexia. And you see the eyes can't focus, so he's failing at schools. He's not a problem child. There's nothing wrong with him. He just had a little bit of a brain issue where sensory confusion was Ivan said, and that was his challenge, not ADHD. They rewired that, and after 12 weeks, he's back to living a normal life. So anyways, there's so many of us who have these issues, and the same thing with IFN or with FND. It's when the brain misfires. That's really what it is. It could be caused by an infection, could be caused by a head injury. Even things, for me, it happened 15 years before the symptoms went crazy. Okay, so functional neurological disorder when the brain misfire. FND causes real neurological symptoms like paralysis, seizures, tremors, and memory loss, even when scans look normal. The symptoms are real. The brain is miscommunicating with the body, even though nothing appears damaged. It's one of the most misunderstood and overlooked conditions in modern neurology. I'm telling you, so few doctors understand anything about it. But I'm just like, thankfully, there's some people like Dr. Beck who have been studying this for decades and understands it and actually has a way to treat it. And I'll show you what that's like. So how does FND affect people? FND can cause a wide range of dissembling symptoms, and many that doctors don't know how to explain. Non-epileptic seizures, blackouts, dissociation, limb weakness, paralysis, collapses, tremors, spasms, involuntary movements, speech problems, stuttering, or loss of speech, blurred or double vision, visual disturbances, chronic fatigue, muscle heaviness, pain with no clear physical source, sensitivity to light and sound, I have that, brain fog, poor memory, trouble concentrating, dizziness, vertigo, balance issues, numbness, tingling or body disconnect, emotional numbness, or mood swings. Why traditional medicine falls short? Standard tests often come back normal. Okay? I did a CT scan, MRI. I've done every test, so much blood work. Okay? So patients are dismissed or told there's nothing wrong. And it's just, you're told, here's a bunch of medication. That's what they give you. And they just say, go see a psychiatrist. Go see a shrink. Okay? But there is something you can't do. And that's the disturbing part about this whole thing, why I'm just telling everybody about it, because we need to get the word out. You can be treated for this and you can get well. Medications and therapy can help manage stress, but don't fix the brain's faulty signals. There's a disconnect in the brain, and we'll go into that soon. Okay, FND is a software problem, not a hardware problem, meaning the brain needs to be retrained, not just medicated. I need to go to the source, okay, deal with the source issue. And that's what this treatment, all the information I'm sharing with you is on my website, bjornbrain.com. You can check it out, videos, articles, everything. My story. Disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I'm a patient, and everything I share is from a patient point of view. Talk to a doctor about it. The Institute of Functional Neuroscience with Dr. Randy Beck. This is where I was treated, and the people that you saw in the video were treated. We're all treated here. Home treatment is available over video call. You don't need to fly to Australia, where he lives, where their clinic is. Use promo code Bjorn, get a discount on your first treatment, and it helps me in my mission to tell everyone about it. I'm telling you, to be able to treat it at home is incredible. We spent $250,000. My mom dragged me all over the world to find the best doctors. $250,000, 3 months in California at a hotel, weeks in Germany, weeks in Canada. We've been everywhere, and it's so expensive. But now you can be treated at home. If I'd known about this, years ago, my life would have been so incredibly different. So anyways, they send you the equipment, you put it on your head, and then the clinicians walk you through everything. Now, you do need to do a brain scan at a local clinic in your town, which they'll find, but it's like real quick. You go in 30 minutes and you're in and out. It doesn't hurt, it's not like anything like that. So it's easy. This is how I was. Again, I was messed up. Just totally messed up. Light sensitivity, sound sensitivity, body was shaking. I was stuck in panic attack. Symptoms were terrible. Okay, I just sat blindfolded for years in that state. So the symptoms that Dr. Beck then deals with is depression, fear, anxiety, addiction, and phobia, dyslexia, panic attacks. All these you can see here. But FND, functional neurological disorder, is one of the main things that people come to him for, because he is considered the expert, the best in the world at this, because he's been doing it the longest. And all he's doing is bringing the brain back to functioning the way it's supposed to. So one thing I want to mention is this, okay, the vagus nerve and C1 atlas. I had injury 20 years ago, and that injury was putting pressure on my brainstem, and I was putting pressure on the spinal cord, putting me in a state of panic. So when you have that kind of issues, the signal from the body goes through the neck to the brain. So when this is messed up here, it creates issues in the brain. So for example, my stomach was so bloated, I couldn't even walk. I was like hunched over. It was terrible, so painful. But, and the doctors, they gave me antacids. But antacids doesn't do anything, because it only doesn't treat the actual root issue. It treats maybe the symptoms, but it didn't really help for me. So once the nerve in the neck is pinched, like it was for me, the vagus nerve, which is one of the first cranial nerves, it can create heart rate issues, digestion issues, breathing, voice, inflammatory response, mood, anxiety, immune function, all these symptoms that are so difficult to deal with, and it's all because of the neck. And now the signal to the brain thinks, when you go like this for a long time, becomes chronic, and your brain thinks this is normal. So your stomach being stuffed, all the issues, sensitivities to all kinds of foods, all that happens is because the brain starts thinking this is how I'm supposed to be, and the brain forgets how to go back to normal. So you need to now restore the function of the neck first, and then rewire the brain back to normal, nudge it back. And they use that with electricity and laser, and it's amazing, okay? So another example that's easier to understand is, let's say I've had a knock in my shoulder, and I walk around like this. 1 week, 1 month, a year, 2 years. Now my brain thinks this is the normal position of my shoulder, not this. This is what it thinks is right. So you need to retrain the brain to say, this is normal. This is not normal. This is normal. And you keep doing that through physical therapy, a lot of different things. And the brain realizes, oh, this is how I'm supposed to be. Same thing with the brain. The brain doesn't know how to go back to normal, because neuroplasticity, it adapts, it changes to the environment. And we'll get more into that later. Lyme disease, I had a bacterial component as well that was messing with my brain really bad. I've tried everything. Traditional neurofeedback. What I'm talking about now is not traditional neurofeedback. It's way more advanced, okay? It's cutting-edge technology combined with decade-old brain hacks. I did lens, TMS, bioresonance, like all these other therapies. They don't use precision, and that's what Dr. Beck does so well. He doesn't just flood the brain with chemicals through medication, which affects the good areas and the areas that are having issues. And then sometimes people usually end up with worse, more severe issues with taking these chemicals, because it floods the brain with chemicals. So everything is being affected. But you want to use precision and only go and target the specific areas that really need help. And that's what TDCS does so well. So that I finally tried TDCS with Dr. Beck, and boom, everything changed. Okay, this is what I look like now. As you can see, not blindfolded anymore. So Dr. Beck used to work at the Carrick Institute. The Carrick Institute will treat a lot of people with head injuries, and they don't take patients anymore. But what they did is that, so for example, this guy had a head injury, light sensitivity, and just couldn't lift his left arm after the injury. So they put a mirror covering up his left arm. Then they had him look into the mirror and lift his right arm. So the brain thinks that, based on looking in the mirror, that the left arm is being lifted, but it's not. It's the right arm. But that's how you hack the brain, to create those new neural pathways, to restore them back to normal. You're nudging the brain back. So Dr. Beck takes these old brain hacks, decades old brain hacks that have worked, and combines it with new cutting edge technology, which I'll show now. First thing you need to do is a QEEG brain map, and it'll tell you exactly what's going on in the brain. Is this part talking to this part? Is this part talking to this part? Or maybe the whole brain is screaming, trying to get attention, because it's been jumbled, it's been mixed up. The signals are misfiring. They're all over the place. So you can look at the colors: red, too fast; blue, too slow. We want to be green, but not everyone's green. So what they'll do is that they'll take a sample of hundreds of thousands of brain scans, and they'll compare yours with the issues that you have, or the issues I have, to them. And they say, okay, well, these people do not have your issues, and their brain looks like this. So we're going to tweak your brain to make it look more like those who don't have your issues. And once you do that, all you do is tweak the brain, and then you watch to see what happens in the symptoms. And the symptoms then go away, like they did with me, all the other people I showed you. So this works, okay? It's an amazing treatment. It's the same thing that the military uses to train their drone operators and their snipers. I'm telling you, this has been out for decades. Nothing new. So Institute of Functional Neuroscience, the treatment I went through is with Dr. Randy Beck. He's the best in the world. All the hardest cases go to him because they know he's the best, and especially at reading these treatment plans, because there's very few people who has the proprietary software and understanding, because he did this earliest. He left Carrick Institute because he wanted to get into TDCS and QEEG brain maps, and that's why he started early on with it, and he knows it better than anyone else. Use promo code Bureau and you get a discount on your first treatment. So this is Dr. Beck. And he talks here in the slide presentation about neuroplasticity, and it's the brain's incredible ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections as it changes in response to stimuli. Its ability to adapt and change adapt to the environment. So again, the shoulder, right? If you walk around like this forever, the brain thinks this is normal. Got to get it back to normal again. Same thing with the brain. And the way they can do that now is with electricity. Traditional neurofeedback just doesn't work that well. For some people, it can work, but for people with FND and really serious issues, you got to combine it, and the combination that Dr. Beck does with old brain school hack and new cutting-edge technology is amazing. TDCS, what is it? I've been talking a lot about it, okay? TDCS is an emerging neuromodulation technique that provides a safe, low-cost, and non-invasive means of modulating the brain. Just tiny amounts of electricity going through the brain. Tiny, not dangerous. Look at this. DARPA, the military, used this to train their snipers. Okay? DARPA hacked the science writer's brain and turned her into a sharpshooter. Look at this. With a device on her head delivering electrical currents, AD went from a frustrated shooter to a skilled sniper. Okay? I'm telling you, this is nothing Dr. Beck invented. He's just using it for people with FND and neurological issues. This is what the box looks like. You put a pad here, tiny amounts of electricity that goes through the brain. Okay? It's not dangerous, just 10 minutes. And you get that box sent to your house, and you do all the treatment over video call. They tell you where to put it. It's amazing. So DC also affects spinal neurons. So the boy, 18-year-old who had a spinal injury, they use that to restore his neck. The same thing with me, because I had a neck injury, and then they rewire the brain afterwards, because you got to get the connection functioning again. Once the connection is there, boom, so much easier. This is what somebody with ADHD look like, a brain map. You can see high beta is all blue, and that's one of the markers that says, okay, this person most likely has ADHD. So once they tweak that and restore that, the symptoms of ADHD usually go away. I'm telling you. The stuff they can read, Dr. Beck can see from a brain scan, he can tell you exactly what's going on. He doesn't always say that, but he knows so much about you just based on your brain scan. Okay, so this is Dr. Randy Beck. I think that's it. You can find all this information on my website. I'm telling you, functional neurological disorder, there's nobody in the world who understands how to treat that better than Dr. Beck. Dr. Randy Beck, he is the best. He is the guy who writes the textbooks for this type of treatment. You can find it on Amazon. He is the best in the world, okay? And if it wasn't for that you can do home treatment, I'd be very discouraged to tell people about it, because I'm like, yeah, you can get well, but you got to fly to Australia for 6 months or a year, you know? Like, how discouraging is that? But now you can sit at home and be treated over video call. I mean, but we need to get the word out there. Anyway, so use promo code Bureau and get a discount. It helps me as well. Home treatment is available. I'm telling you, just talk Dr. Randy Beck. He is the best. And I believe that one day this will be a long and distant memory for you as well, okay? You got to hang in there. You got to be strong. Dr. Beck is very gentle. He's kind. He's just a wonderful guy to work with. And he is the best. If you're going to treat the brain, you want to go to the best person. People buy these equipments online and they treat themselves. They get all messed up. Then they have to go to Dr. Beck and be like, okay, and then he has to rewire their brain back to where it was before they messed it up. And then he has to like actually do the real work. It's so complicated, but it is when you have somebody like Dr. Beck, he makes it so much less complicated where you can actually, he can walk you through it versus you trying to figure it out all on your own because most doctors have no idea what they're talking about. They don't know anything. So go check it out. Go to my website as well. More information there. I can, let's see if I can share my website too. This is my website. You can see how they restored my brain using electricity and laser. I got FAQs here. Contact me. More information about Dr. Randy Beck, case studies. Everything is here that you need. And if you have any questions, just send me an email. All videos, YouTube channel, I have all kinds of information. Just Dr. Randy Beck right there. And here is, where'd it go? Here it is. Here's the key QEEG. You do that at a local clinic, neurofeedback clinic. Then they send the results to Dr. Beck. He does everything there. It's just, it's amazing. To finally find something like this that works, I'm telling you, we need to get, everyone needs to know about this. We can't have people suffer anymore. We got to get out there. We got to help people. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. Contact Dr. Beck. He's amazing. He really is. And everything is described here. So if you have any questions, send me an email or social media, whatever you want to do. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so one day it's going to be a long distant memory for you as well. Okay, like it is for me. But you got to hang in there. You got to keep going. Don't give up. Okay, there are fantastic solutions out there. Okay, all right, take care. Bye-bye.